Hey everybody, Fatty with the Firearm here. Today I've got an obscure little tiny 25 caliber ACP pistol on the table. Let's take a look at it. Still got the original holster, a little wear and tear, but not too bad. Now what is this? Weird. Just had some funny words on the top. Said Arsenal, Vienna, Austria. Oh, this is an OWA pistol made by the Austrians in 1920 through 26. OWA stands for Osterwitzisches Werk Einheit from Vienna. I know I butchered the shit out of that word, but you know I'm not Austrian, so I don't speak it. It's German, whatever. But this is actually an OWA Type 2. You can tell by the safety. The Type 1s had a sliding safety right here. Type 2s had a rotating safety. And also the Type 1s, the disassembly mechanism, disassembly lever, was on this side. But since they added this, they didn't want people getting confused because they're like stupid people. Interesting thing about these guns, about 40,000 of them were produced between 1920 and 1926, but due to poor design and inflation and really, a crappy mechanism, it just did not have the reliability that you needed in a small gun. Only about 8,000 were ever sold on the free market, and around 5,500 of those of the surplus OWA pistols were imported into the United States in the late 20s. This particular firearm was made in 1924, and you can see that. Let me get it to focus. Right there, the 24s is 1924. You got the Austrian coat of arms, and then you got the NPV, and that's the nitro-proof mark, just to show that the gun actually functions. Cool thing about this gun is its serial number is actually a palindrome, 36963, so it's the same forward as it is backwards. So it's kind of cool to have a palindromic serial number. A lot of these guns came with vulcanized rubber grips or a hard plastic rubber grips, and there's two different types. The early type had the O, had two dots on the outside of the O. The late type, like this is, with the plastic ones, the O had the two dots inside it, but this is the wood grip, and I don't know what the significance of that means, so because I'm not really that smart. And this gun is really backwards from how American guns are, and like most European guns, it has the European magazine release down on the heel of the frame, and the slide is actually this part right here. So the upper assembly doesn't move, it's just this thing moves. And let's take it apart real quick and just see how this all goes together. So to take it apart, just rotate that around, lift it up, and you can take the slide out just like that, set it off to the side, and back out for you guys. Slide this piece up. Hold on. Rotate the safety, and now you can slide it up and out of the way and off. What you have left is the hammer. Let me get you in here. You have the hammer plunger, and there's a spring under here, and then you have the sear. Then you can see the trigger bar and the trigger. And it's really, a fairly simple design. Just, when you have it cocked back, that's how it works. And then here has the ejector right here, and you can see how the ejector pops out. And that's when it hits the back of the slide, or the back of the upper frame right here. Also, the extractor in here and the firing pin is a floating firing pin, so it's pushed back by a spring on the inside, so it can't really fire without the hammer. Cool thing about this gun is all the parts have a different serial number on the inside, just a tracking number, and it's not focusing. There we go. See the tracking number right there? That's a 7038. You could also see 7038 and an N. 7038, and there's some other markings in here. Pretty much every major part in here has that serial number on it. And it was just a way for them to track the firearm. So let me put it back together real quick. Yep, clear. Bang. And that's how you easily disassemble the firearm, just to clean it. Like I said earlier, the disassembly of this gun is very simple. And, you know, with only 40,000 of these guns ever being manufactured, and most of those, who knows what happened to them, could have been scrapped for the war effort in World War II, just to give metal to the government. You know, the United States had a similar thing for our guys. You know, rag drives, metal drives, you know, everything is rationed. So, you know, these are very desirable guns to somebody who collects European 25 ACPs in the early 20s. It would be a very desirable gun. And, you know, also having a really cool serial number, you know, helps. Finding information on this gun is very difficult because, again, it is a rare gun. You know, for what it is, it's not a desirable gun to most people, but to the right collector, it's fairly desirable. If you have more information on it, or if I got something wrong, please put down in the description below what I said wrong, or if I did something wrong, or if you just have more information on the firearm. It'd be very appreciated and, you know, very well taken. And if you like the video, like, share, subscribe, and wait for more firearms and videos on different World War II, World War I, and previous firearms. Thanks.